Jenseits des Rauchs und der Spiegel, Kapitel 5, dritter Akt, Archontenauftrag. Alle Namen sind edel. Geht zur Abenteuergilde, deine Abenteuer in Natlan gehen weiter, doch nach einiger Zeit erhältst du Neuigkeiten von der Abenteuergilde währenddessen. Okay.
I see. Thank you so much. The Adventurers Guild has been overwhelmed these days.
No worries at all. We've always valued the strength of adventurers. Given the current situation, it's vital that we all work together. Since we're facing the same enemies, I'll send you the intel we've collected on the Abyss so far. Then we can take a look at how to coordinate our efforts.
All right. Thank you so much.
Hi, Catherine. It's us. Got any new commissions?
You two have come just in time. I've got some good news. The Pyro Archon has finished assembling her forces and stationed them all across Natlan. Given how the Abyss has ramped up its activities lately, we can no longer afford to act only after receiving news of an invasion. So the Pyro Archon suggested that the Scions of the Canopy and the Adventurers Guild focus on collecting and disseminating intel. That way, we can stay informed of everything that's happening across the land. Once we receive word of enemy activity, we can notify the nearest camp and the stationed forces can take immediate action.
Das verkürzt die Reaktionszeit.
Yes, precisely. This should also allow us to focus on gathering information, rather than running around and trying to tackle everything at once. So please also take a chance to relax, you two. You've been working hard these days, and this will be a good opportunity for some well-deserved rest.
So that's the plan. Whew, we can finally stop and take a break.
Das habe ich auf Twitter gehört. Die Audioqualität ist Trash und das ist echt so. Jedes Mal, wenn sie S sagt, kackt es voll ab. Doch die Bedrohung durch den Abgrund ist noch lange nicht vorbei. Aber je weniger Aufträge wir annehmen, desto weniger verdienen wir.
Keeping Natlan safe and sound is our priority now. The more it can wait.
The movements of the Abyss are always unpredictable. There have also been times when it suddenly became more active in the past. The people here generally see it as something like an acute natural disaster. Once the disaster is over, everyone will return to their normal lives. We just all hope that day will be sooner rather than later.
Oh, right. Most people have no idea just how bad the situation has gotten in the Night Kingdom.
Auch ich hoffe, dass bald Frieden einkehren wird. Und das ist Spielestyler und Perman. Hallo, hallo.
Tina? Are you feeling better now?
Die ist nicht gevoice-overt. Oh Gott. Alles lesen. Ihr habt jetzt ist sowieso nicht der richtige Zeitpunkt, um zu Hause zu bleiben, sich zu erholen. Ich wollte etwas tun und mithelfen. Ich habe gehört, dass der Pyro-Archon-Krieger sammelt, die in den entlegeneren Gebieten stationiert werden sollen. Also bin ich hierher gekommen, um mich zu melden. Sehr beeindruckend, aber setzt sich nicht zu sehr unter Druck. Ich werde mein Bestes tun und euch dabei nicht zur Last fallen. Das Letzte, was ich will, ist, euch noch mehr Arbeit aufzubrühen. Brühen? Übrigens, Shilonen hat mir erzählt, dass sie den Auftrag erhalten hat, dir einen antiken Namen zu schmieden. Sie meinte, sie sei bereit und wir können...
So we'll finally get to meet Shilonen, the legendary forger of ancient names. Paimon still can't believe anyone could forge those things.
Shilonen ist eine wahre Meisterin. Sie kann nicht nur antike Namen schmieden, sondern auch alle möglichen neuen und lustigen Dinge. Sie hat immer einen Stapel von Aufträgen auf dem Tisch, sodass man normalerweise eine Weile warten muss, bis sie etwas fertigstellt. In diesem einzelnen Fall hat sie jedoch ihren Zeitplan komplett über den Haufen geworfen, um deinen antiken Namen ihre volle Aufmerksamkeit zu schenken. Wir werden ihr gebührend danken müssen, wenn wir sie treffen. Nun, meine Anmeldung als Krieger ist bereits abgeschlossen. Jetzt muss ich nur noch auf die Antwort warten. Wenn es euch passt, können wir vielleicht zusammen mit zu Shilonen gehen. Sie würden mich doch nicht ablehnen, oder? Ich meine, ich hoffe, sie würden das nicht tun.
Have some confidence in yourself, Kachina. After all, you're already a victor of the Night Warden Wars.
Alle sind so stolz auf dich, du bist die Zukunft deines Stammes. Vielleicht sollte ich ein Loch finden, in das ich mich verkriechen und eine Weile verstecken kann. Jenseits des Rauches und der Spiegel. Geht zu den Kindern der Echoes. Schön, ich habe die Person mitgebracht, die einen antiken Namen braucht. Er ist super toll und ich habe schon eine Menge von ihm gelernt. Ich kann mich dafür verbürgen, dass er den Namen eines Helden wirklich verdient hat.
Yes, so I've heard. So young and yet you've already got quite the reputation.
Ja, bin halt ein Baller.
Are you Outlanders?
Yep, we're travelers who just arrived in Natlan not too long ago.
No, I mean, I was aware that you're travelers. It's just no one told me that you're Outlanders.
Wow, are you racist?
No,
Was
the
der
only thing
Pyroeichen
she
hatte es nicht
said
gesagt?
is that a new hero had pledged himself to the plan. But we need to forge an ancient name to ensure he'd be able to return safe and sound.
She's racist.
She did mention that it would be quite difficult to forge an ancient name for them, but at the time, I thought she was just commenting on my skills. But I seem to understand where the true difficulty lies now.
Bist du sauer?
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I'm used to it, really. I just need a moment to process things. The Pyro Archon's requests are always difficult to fulfill, and we used to argue a lot. Honestly, it's probably for the better that she didn't bring this up at the time. Anyway, I can't argue with her if she isn't here, and it'd be pointless to take my anger out on someone else. But, just because I understand her rationale doesn't make me any less upset. After all, she must have known that forging an ancient name for an Outlander is an impossible task.
It's impossible?
As you probably know, an ancient name is a symbol of a hero's sparing glory, which grows even richer and heavier as generations of successors inherit it. We forge ancient names by engraving the heroic deeds of an individual who will become the first hero of that particular name.
Ich habe schon sehr viele Heldentaten vollbracht. Ja, ich habe unzählige Heldentaten im Abenteuerhandbuch gesehen. Ich habe das Gefühl, sie können alles Mögliche schaffen.
But they were all performed outside of Natlan, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Hater.
Then those deeds haven't been recorded by the Night Kingdom. To take it one step further, even if you had performed heroic deeds in Natlan, as an Outlander, your actions still wouldn't have been recorded by our lands. Only memories and experiences that have been acknowledged by the Wyab can be used as a basis for an ancient name. Even the greatest of craftsmen cannot create something out of thin air, you know. That's just how it is.
Seems the Wyab don't want just anyone to get a name, huh?
Mawika, of all people, should know better than anyone, yet she's still entrusted the task of forging the ancient name to me.
Oh, Paimon gets it. Nobody's happy being asked to do the impossible.
Oh. Warum habe ich das Gefühl, dass das schon einmal passiert ist? Ich glaube, letztes Mal hat es damit geendet, dass Shilonen einfach Dutzende von Runden um die Berge in der Nähe gelaufen ist.
Ugh, don't remind me. Let's just focus on how we can pull this off. How to achieve the impossible.
You mean you're already willing to accept the task?
Well, what else can I do? What's happened is already done, and it's not like I can outright defy the order of my Archon. If she gave me this order, then she believes the ancient name is an indispensable part of her plan, and that I'll be able to find a way to make it happen. In other words, the order is an affirmation of my abilities.
Whoa, not only has she accepted the task, but now she's looking for silver linings?
Vielleicht ist das der Grund dafür, warum sie und der Archon einander so vertrauen. Ja, mal sehen, ob wir einen besonderen Weg finden, das durchzuziehen. Wenn wir es wirklich nicht schaffen, können wir immer noch mit dem Pyro-Archon reden, oder?
The key is getting the Wyab to somehow acknowledge the traveler's existence and record his heroic deeds.
We heard the voice of a Wyab when we were in the Night Kingdom before. We even had a whole conversation with her.
Wir haben doch mit Tupac gesprochen.
If we can talk to her again, maybe we can figure something out together.
Ja, wir haben noch mit Tupac
every
gechillt.
tribe has their own Wyab. How do we know if the one you met is indeed the best one for us to talk to? Plus, considering the unprecedented nature of this situation, I have a feeling that the acknowledgement of one Wyab alone would probably not be enough.
Müssen wir die Anerkennung aller 6 Wyab einholen?
I don't know. That requires a level of knowledge that I do not possess. We need to find a consultant who's an expert on all things Night Kingdom and Wyup. The first person who comes to mind is Lali at the Masters of the Nightwind. The one we call Granny Eatstali.
Oh, we've heard that name before. We used her spirit speaker stone to find Kachina's ancient name. A person who can make something like that must be pretty impressive. I'm unsure she'd be able to help.
Still, she's older now and quite eccentric. It's hard to even book a meeting with her, given that she's constantly holed up in her room and doesn't like to be disturbed. I've heard that to get her help, you have to be extremely patient with her and know how to keep her spirit up.
I hate to break it to you, but...
Sie wird wahrscheinlich nicht sehr glücklich mit uns sein.
Huh. Why is that? I mean, didn't she already help you before? And you even managed to save Kachina.
Wir haben das Ding kaputt gemacht.
At the cost of her spirit speaker stone being split into two.
Great going, Moeka. We're already off to a rocky start here. In that case, I guess your only option is to try to emphasize that this is an important order from the Pyro Archon. Hopefully, Lali would still want to show respect to the Archon. I'll also write you a letter on your behalf. If you can find someone to deliver it and mention some good things about you, then that should help too.
Auch bitten wir Kenish, den Brief zu überbringen. Er versteht die ganze Situation und ist ihr bereits ein vertrautes Gesicht.
I'm unsure hopes a Hal won't interrupt when he's talking, though.
Alright, Kenish is a seasoned negotiator. I trust that he'll know the best things to say.
Na toll. Großartig, dann...
Please just give me a moment to write the letter, and we can meet up near the Statue of the Seven later.
Wie soll ich das in einer Sekunde lesen können? Das ist so bescheuert, dass die die Zeit geskippt haben, die man braucht, um das zu lesen. Also normalerweise redet der Charakter für x Sekunden und diese Zeit braucht man ja eigentlich auch zum zu lesen. Und sie haben halt, es gibt kein Voice-Over und sie skippen die Zeit zum Lesen, wenn du auf automatisch gestellt hast. Warum? Warum? Lasst mir doch mindestens 5 Sekunden Zeit, um das zu lesen. Anders geht es doch nicht. Meine Herren. So treffen wir uns wieder. Kachina hat mir alles erzählt. Ich werde die Nachricht an die Meister des Nachtwinds überbringen und Lali davon überzeugen, euch eine Chance zu geben. Ich werde dann auch gleich die Gelegenheit nutzen, ihr zu erklären, was mit dem Stein der sprechenden Geister geschehen ist und mich persönlich bei ihr zu entschuldigen.
I'm sorry to put this on you, Kenichi. It's just that you're probably the only person who knows how to deal with her.
Das ist schon in Ordnung. Wir arbeiten schließlich alle für den Plan des Pyro-Archons. Jeder hier versteht, wie schlimm die Situation geworden ist.
Wait, so Kachina and the Traveler also know about the plan?
Sure. Weil wir alle gesehen haben, wie ein Held der Vergangenheit vor unseren Augen wieder erschien. Und dann sagte Morlani, dass eine unermessliche Menge Wissen und Erinnerungen plötzlich ihr Gehirn überfluteten. Der Pyro-Archon hat alles erklärt, als wir aus dem Königreich der Nacht zurückkamen, einschließlich des Grundes für das Auftauchen des alten Helden und des Zustands vom Königreich der Nacht.
She mentioned there are 6 heroes and that Shilonen is one of 4 that have already been acknowledged.
Oh, well, then I suppose there's no need to keep any secrets between us. Having companions walk by your side is perhaps the best solace when facing such a bleak reality.
Ich habe noch eine weitere Information zu verkünden. Wir haben die Person, die Capitano in der Arena des Heiligen Feuers gerettet hat, so gut wie identifiziert. Sein Name ist Auroron und auch er ist ein Mitglied des des Nachtwinds, verdammt nochmal. Allerdings hat er die meiste Zeit seines Lebens allein in der Wildnis verbracht, weit weg von dem Stamm. Deshalb blieb sein Verschwinden auch unbemerkt. Als Lali schließlich feststellte, dass er verschwunden war, hatte man eine ganze Weile nichts mehr von ihm gehört.
Lali knows him too?
Das stimmt, Auroron war ein Waisenkind, das vom Häuptling der Meister des Nachtwinds und vielen anderen gutherzigen Menschen seines Stammes aufgezogen wurde. Trotzdem hatte er sein ganzes Leben lang einen etwas sonderbaren Ruf. Sonderbar.
Given how the Masters of the Nightwind love to babble about dreams and revelations, they're already a pretty strange bunch to most. I've never met Auroron, but if they consider him the odd one, he's got to be pretty far out there.
Das ist richtig. In dieser Hinsicht haben Auroron und Lali also einiges gemeinsam, weshalb sie sich auch recht gut verstehen.
Makes sense. But Paimon Seat Lally could be the first one to notice Auroran's disappearance if she spends the whole day in her room.
Derzeit konnten wir noch nicht feststellen, ob Auroran den Fatui freiwillig beigetreten ist oder ob er dazu gezwungen wurde. Zitlali wird wahrscheinlich unbedingt beweisen, dass Auroran kein Verräter ist, also werde ich das zum Anlass nehmen, wenn ich mit ihr spreche.
Oh, so if I'm following, you mean we'll help her investigate Auroran and the captain's whereabouts?
Jo. Ja, wenn ihr alle mit der Idee einverstanden seid, wird daraus eine für beide Seiten vorteilhafte Zusammenarbeit und nicht nur eine einseitige Bitte um Hilfe. Auch wenn ich nicht glaube, dass Zitlali die Art von Person ist, die einen Befehl des Pyro-Archons ablehnt, aber die Zusammenarbeit mit uns wird ihr helfen, sich auf das Wesentliche zu konzentrieren und sich nicht von den Ereignissen mit Auroran ablenken zu lassen. Gute Idee, auf diese Weise können wir 2 Fliegen mit einer Klappe schlagen.
Yeah! Plus, we kinda owe her one anyway to make up for breaking the spirit speakers down.
Ah, this is a pretty well thought out plan, as expected of Molly Poke Niche. Then, yeah, I'll leave my letter to you. Let's hope Seat Lolly can meet at the stadium in 2 days.
Gut, ich mache mich sofort auf den Weg. Pass da draußen auf dich auf, Kinich. Ich werde auch zurückgehen, es gibt noch einige Dinge, die ich einpacken muss.
Okay, then let's part ways for now. I'll see you in a couple of days.
Play the big dogs. Warte bis Vormittag in 2 Tagen. Dass man literally warten muss, ist halt auch wild. Einfach literarisch warten.
Oh, it's time to meet up with Sheila.
Verdammt. My bad, Paimon. Ich wollte dich natürlich nicht unterbrechen. Natürlich wollte ich sie unterbrechen.
Hey, Shilonen, how's everything going?
Servus.
Oh, hi, Traveler and Paimon. I have bad news. Seat Lolly did not reply to our request. Although, I suppose I'm not too surprised.
Huh? You mean she didn't even bother to give Kenichi a response? Guess she really does have quite the ego then.
Yeah, well, she can be also quite eccentric, though she's one of the most gifted people around. Even the Masters of the Nightwind often struggle to work with her. My guess is that she probably has other reasons for not deigning us with a response. But let's go to the stadium and see if we can meet her there. If we do get a chance to talk to her in person, we can still try to work something out.
That's true. Let's go!
Ist jetzt ein Whole Lot of Nothing Burger in diesem Archontenauftrag. Zitlali ist nicht da, ja.
Paimon doesn't see anybody. Seems she's just not gonna show up, huh?
Well, we tried to be as considerate as we could, but she's under no obligation to help.
That might be true, but this is still a request from the Pyro Archon, right? Shouldn't a subject always answer the call of their Archon?
A subject? Well, if you ask me, I'd say we're all more like friends with the Archon. Yes, Mawika is our leader, but that doesn't mean there's any kind of tall barrier between us and her. The only thing is that she often has very high expectations of us.
Das kann ich sehen.
Huh. So even though she's super powerful, it sounds like she's actually pretty down to earth and easy to get along with. Unlike that old hag Granny Eatstily, right? Does she think she can ignore us just because she's famous? You all talk about her like she's some kind of huge deal, but she didn't
Euer
even bother to
Charakter.
reply to our letter. Seriously, if she didn't want to come, she could at least let us know. If that's what aging does to you, Paimon never wants to get old.
Oh, really? So, that's how you see me?
Huh? Who's there? Who's talking next to Paimon?
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just a disgruntled old hag, right? Come on, relax. I'm sure my bark's worse than my bite.
Huh? See, Lolly.
Huch?
Wait, your seat, Lolly? Your Granny Eatsley?
Yes, Granny Eatsley. But emphasis on Eatsley, not Granny. You must know this trope from light novels,
So mag ich meine
surely.
Grannies.
They use it all the time. The young man who's actually the oldest person in the room. The girl next door who turns out to be a seasoned veteran. The wise sage who looks like a little kid. Oh, wipe that look off your face! You've seriously never seen an older lady that doesn't look her age? Okay, well, don't go thinking it's a trick either. See? I'm barely wearing any makeup.
Did I forget to mention? She's called Granny, but she's actually pretty young.
Und du hast dich darüber beschwert, dass der Pyro-Eichhorn etwas ausgelassen hat.
It was an honest mistake. I guess we've just gotten used to it.
I'm sorry. So, how old are you actually?
What? How dare you? Don't you know it's rude to ask a lady her age?
Paimon really didn't mean to offend you, it's just that your case seems really unique. Oh, Paimon just wanted to apologize, but now she's putting more and more of her foot in her mouth. Really, Paimon just got a little mad since we thought, well, you were gonna leave us out to dry.
It was my idea to invite you here, Seat Lolly. So if you're upset, you can just take it out on me.
All right. I was only joking. I didn't mean to chastise anyone. There's really no need to take all this so seriously. If anything, I'm gonna feel awkward if we keep this going. I received Kenichi's letter and was planning to attend this meeting. Since I had already decided to come, I figured there was no need to draft a reply that simply said, "Understood." Besides, just showing up is the most important part, no? But, of course, it's also natural for people to get held up by one thing or another as they're trying to leave the house. It certainly was a bit awkward to see that everyone else had arrived before me. At first, I was thinking of quietly sneaking over, but since you were already here waiting for me, I started to think about how I should phrase my apology. Only to hear you all talking smack about me. Anyway, that's the whole story. Honestly, it's not like I owed you an explanation anyway.
What's with that expression? Was she feeling embarrassed just now?
Wartet sie darauf, dass wir etwas sagen? Alles, was sie sagt, klang wie ein Witz, aber ich bin mir nicht sicher, ob ich lachen soll. Wäre es unhöflich zu lachen oder wäre es noch unhöflicher nicht zu lachen?
When the Masters of the Night Wind say they struggle dealing with her, I wonder if the feeling is mutual. She seems to be pretty awkward herself. Everything she does and says seems a little forced.
Anyway, Shilonen, I heard that you require my help in crafting an ancient name.
Correct. The situation isn't like anything we've handled before. Let me explain.
Sie klärt sie über die Schwierigkeiten auf.
I see. So Mauika has asked you to forge an ancient name for an Outlander. Well, that would be a first. And you've also heard all about Auroron. I must say, he's always been a good kid. I can't see him joining the Fatui of his own volition. He must have been coerced somehow.
Wir werden es wissen, sobald wir ihn gefunden haben.
Yeah, that's what we came here to ask you. We'll help bring Auroron back if you help us solve the problems of forging the ancient name. What do you think?
I suppose I'll just call you Traveler for now. Traveler, come here. Let me take a good look at you. Wealth leads to unending conflicts between people. Yet you alone transcend the value of gold. Baleful thunder and wrathful waves bring terror to mortal hearts. Yet again and again, you've braved them to find new worlds. O weary yet free soul, even the most verdant leaf in the forest will pray for your happiness and safe passage.
Entschuldige, was soll das alles bedeuten?
Those are all the things that I could see in you. You've experienced far more than even most mortals could dream of. You possess the heart of a sincere hero, along with the conviction to lift a torch above your head and walk headlong into the night. Huh? Don't move. There's something here.
Huh? What thing? Don't scare Paimon. Is the Traveler gonna be okay?
Shoo! That should do it. You've just returned from the Night Kingdom, so some fragments of souls were still stuck to your body. No need to worry. I've just cleared out the last of them.
Isn't that kinda like having part of a ghost come back with you?
It's nothing as serious as that. If left unattended, the most it could do is stir up some chaos in your mind, and generally worsen your mood.
Well, in that case, better to get rid of them.
Thank you.
It was nothing. Shilonen, let's follow your proposal. Once you've brought Auroron back, I'll take you to see the Lord of the Night.
The Lord of the Night? But don't we need to talk to the Wyab of the tribes?
Something this important is beyond their jurisdiction. Only the Lord of the Night can decide whether we can grant an ancient name to one who does not hail from our lands. The Lord of the Night is an ancient entity that rules over the entire Night Kingdom, constantly borrowing the power of the sacred flame to combat corrosion from the abyss.
Oh, so you're basically saying it's even more powerful than the Wyab of the tribes. Well, that sort of makes sense, being the Lord of the entire Night Kingdom and all.
Not exactly. It's not so much that one's more powerful than the other. But never mind. That's not important. It would take too much time to explain. Just listen carefully to what I'm about to tell you. The Lord of the Night is currently in a deep slumber, and we can only communicate with its consciousness while in a trance. In other words, in a dream. But I will need to prepare a few more things if we are to hold a ceremony to achieve the state of the trance. I'll make a list. Can any of you get everything for me?
I can go. It'll probably be a long list, so better leave it to someone who knows all the local vendors.
Sounds good. Then we'll go with St. Lolly to track down Auroron.
Phew, the Fatui are nothing to scoff at, so please, be careful during your investigation. If you need any help, just come find me.
Yep, we'll be sure to play it safe.
All right,
Also,
now it's time
bräuchten.
for us to catch that brat and bring him back. I'm sorry I made you wait earlier. It was actually because I decided to swing by Auroron's place to look for clues. He has always lived alone, and I found a broken jar in his house. There was also something off about his phlogiston aphids, which I assume is because their keeper has been gone for quite some time. And interestingly enough, I saw some slash marks in the house that did not match any of our local weapons. My guess is they were left by Snezhnayan arms.
Oh, sounds like the Fatui broke into his house and took him hostage.
But why would they kidnap a kid who just spends his days living in the country and raising aphids? He's only in his 20s. What would they want with him? That's not to say that I believe he's totally innocent, of course. Since he's the only one who was kidnapped out of everyone in Natlan, he must have done something to attract their attention. In any case, we'll get to the bottom of this once we manage to get him back here. I'm truly sorry to put you two through all this trouble with me. But please help me get him back.
You can count on us!
All right, then let's start by heading to where Auroron was seen last.
Alle Namen sind edel.